So just by way of just quick comment, and I've been also teaching this today with a new program as well as helping sort of complete this journey for my wonderful, wonderful team. But I think you are an inspiration. I'm an Australian who stumbled into the American context 25 years ago and am still in awe of this ethic of service, which America does so well. There's lots of things America maybe doesn't do so well sometimes, but this ethic of service is extraordinary. And every Friday when I meet with my AmeriCorps team, I guess I'm like the permissive father figure for them, because it's almost like they can do anything, because I just adore them and want to applaud them, and I want to just say, that generous heart that they bring, the generous heart, they serve the poorest of the poor, and to do that they have to be poor. The benefits that they get are great, but I mean they have to live on an amount of living allowance that nobody could live on in this part of the world. So it's not just a service, but it's a sacrifice and the enduring commitment. Now, some along the way started this journey, and other things happened and allowed them not to complete it. But there's 3 or 4 people tonight who I'm also going to recognize. They stepped into the breach and said, right, I'm going to help the kids at Kemp Mills Elementary School. So there's 3 or 4 members who haven't completed the full year with us. They started late in the journey, but they're just equally as valuable in terms of their contributions. So I don't want any of them to feel as if they're any the less by the fact that they didn't start last August. All right. So just by way of quick comment, I haven't seen the documentary, but I will, and I hope, if it's as good as I think it is, go and see it. That documentary about Mr. Rogers, and that it's a child program, and maybe of your generation you may not know much about it, but you watch it, and he's going to ask the question, will you be my neighbor? Will you be my neighbor? It's a kids program long before Sesame Street, long before smartphones and all that kind of thing. Very low tech. But he's trying to get kids to understand that we're all in this together. And he comes on this children's show, and it's, and he's just sort of, these kids are just mesmerized by just the sincerity and the generosity of this kid, this teacher, this TV presenter. And he says, and it's a bit like what Zainab is saying to us. It's like, the most important thing for a kid is to love them and then show them who they can love. That's the most important thing to give a kid. And I just think that's AmeriCorps. That's Project Change Montgomery. And that's what I want to pay tribute to you. And as I'm explaining to the Middle East team this morning, what I love about the American story is that it begins with we the people. It doesn't the citizens of this country are the people who make it great. Not the presidents, not the senators, not the film stars, not the track stars, not the football, not the Stanley Cup winners. Even though we love that every so often, it really does make us feel as if we're winners. At least for 1 week in the year, we feel like we're winners, and Washington needs to feel like it's winning. That's a really good feeling. But the citizens are always the hero and heroines of the American story, and as long as I can keep breathing, I want to support America.